Why don't y'all let the fathers get full custody and you get the kids on the weekend? Come here, I got a secret to tell you. Most fathers don't want that. That's why. Like, I'm not even about to sit up here and hold you like that. I'm gonna keep it a bean, I'm gonna keep it a buck, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Yes, I'm a good father, right? But the truth is, most men out there would never accept some shit like that. You don't think mothers would love to just drop off their children and not worry? You don't think most women would love a reliable father that they can just call on, father to their children? You think they want to do this on their own? You think they want to put motherfuckers on child support just to put him on child support and then he quits his job so he ain't got to pay child support? Like, do you y'all got to be for real. And I already know what some of you smooth brain motherfuckers gonna come on here and say, whoa, they need to pick better, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Now that we got that out the way. Yes, I understand that some women play rockhead games. Therefore, that's why they're raising their kid on their own. But the majority of women out there who have kids, they would love to have a father to their children that they can fucking depend on.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Omomi, aka Petite Diva. And in this video, we are talking about men wanting full custody or 50-50 custody of their kids when they split up with their baby mamas or the mother of their kids. Now, in this video, we want to learn about why some men would request full custody or 50-50 custody of their kids and why some men don't want to even have custody of their kids. So let's check out what people have to say about this topic, and then I'll come back to share my thoughts.
There's a story going viral on Reddit that we absolutely have to talk about. So a man has a baby with his wife. The baby is now 14 months old. And once the baby was born, the wife was complaining that the husband wasn't pulling his weight. And the husband was like, I can't read your mind. You know, if you want me to do certain things for my son, you'll have to tell me. She got overwhelmed and tired of having to tell him to help out with the son. So they eventually end up getting a divorce. And they live in Kentucky where the default is 50-50 custody. That man says he's drowning. Says he can't even function on the weeks that he has his own child. And now he's saying that he wants his wife back. Does he? Because clearly he doesn't want his wife back. He wants that unpaid labor back. He assumed that she would be struggling just like him. And she's like, no, life is good. Like, with you having the son 50% of the time, I have time for myself, for my hobbies, for my friends, for my family. Like, life is good, splitting custody. And I feel like more men need to be put in these positions. Remember a couple of months ago, a man went viral for sitting in his car with his son visible in the back seat in a car seat because he pulled up at his baby mama's house and wanted her to take the son, even though he filed for full custody. He thought it would be easier and cheaper. He didn't want to pay child support. So he thought that, you know what, I'll have him all the time because it can't be that bad. And then he was struggling. I feel like more women need to make sure that their baby daddies do 50-50 custody because they swear that it's no big deal, even though for the small amount of child support that they pay, they get all of that freedom. Freedom to come and go as they please. Freedom to take any shift that they please. Freedom to go on any vacation or guys trip they want to. They have no idea how much work and how much of a 24/7 full-time job it is for the parent that has the majority of the custody. I feel like y'all need to let these men know. If they think it's easy, let them do it for a while and see how quickly they fold.
Y'all, a single mom just told me that her baby daddy showed up to family court telling the judge that he refuses to pay child support. He won't pay child support, but he wants full custody.
Quick custody story. So mom and dad had two children, ages 16 and 14. They were divorced. Dad had the children every other weekend and 6 weeks during the summer. At some point, the kids stopped coming to see dad, and he could not understand why. So he filed a petition in family court, and the judge ordered a forensic evaluation to get to the bottom of it. During the forensic evaluation, the children said to the therapist, my dad met somebody else a few years ago, and he stopped being our dad and started being a dad to her kids. Instead of going to our activities, he would go to all of theirs. He stopped picking us up from school, but instead picked them up. He stopped giving us gifts, instead gave them gifts. If he doesn't want to be a part of our lives, why should we be a part of his? Dad could not fathom this. He could not understand it. And he kept saying that he was a great dad and he did nothing wrong. The judge said to him, sir, I can't force them to be a part of your life if you chose not to be a part of theirs. Instead of dad trying to rekindle that relationship with them, he ended up just walking away and said, if they don't want to make an effort, neither should I. It was really, really sad. Those poor kids decided that obviously their dad didn't want to be in their lives and didn't want to put in any effort.
So, to any man who refuses to pay child support, I want to make something very clear. If the mother of your kid is struggling, your kid is struggling. That's just a fact. You may think you're hurting only her, but you're actually hurting your kids. Why is it so easy for you to drop money on tattoos, booze, another woman and her kids, but not your own?
I'm never going to stop talking about the fact that narcissists do not want 50-50 custody. They do not want 50-50 custody. On paper, they might say that they do, but in reality, they do not. What they want is they want 100% control. They are going to ask to have your child 50% of the time because they want to control you 100% of the time. That's about it. I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm not going to stop saying that. I'm not going to stop helping my clients prove that that is the case in court because it's just the truth. They do not want to be parents. Actions speak much louder than words, regardless of what they are putting on that paper. They don't know who your kids' doctors are. They don't know who your kids' teachers are. They don't know the extracurricular activities that your kids are involved with. They're not on a first name basis with your child's therapist. They don't even want the child in therapy. And that is someone who wants to be a parent? Please. And you know, some courts seem to believe that having a parent is better than having no parent. But I don't know. I beg to differ.
Ladies, get on in here. Fellas, y'all can come on in too. Just sit in the back. Don't make too much noise. Stop denying these fathers their legal visitation time with their kids. Stop. And I am only talking to the people who have a court order in place. If you do not have a court order, it is a free-for-all. Do whatever it is you want to do. And if you don't have a court order and you don't like how things are being done, hire an attorney and get you one. For my ladies who do have a court order in place, let me tell you what happened in court today. Let me warn you again. So I had a hearing today. My client's spouse took all the money out of their joint bank account. Different story for another day. But we were there pretty early and there was another hearing going on. So the hearing was an enforcement, and like I've told you many times on this page, that an enforcement is a lawsuit that you file when someone is violating the court order. So if someone isn't paying you child support on time, you file an enforcement. If someone isn't letting you see your children, you file an enforcement. So at this particular hearing, the father had filed an enforcement because he was not able to see his kids because the mom had been withholding them. I've told y'all many a times, the videos are posted, that one of the main punishments for an enforcement is jail time, the slammer, the clanker, clank, clank. You know what happened at the end of that hearing? She was sentenced to 10 days in jail. Mother's Day is Sunday. She will spend Mother's Day in jail. It ain't worth it. Let these men see their kids. It ain't worth it. If you have a real legal, valid reason for withholding your kids, then you have to do something about it. You have to file a modification, bring it to the court's attention, and ask them to modify that court order. Ask them to change visitation, maybe to no overnights, or maybe if it's really serious, supervised visits. But you can't just do nothing and just violate the court order. You have to do something, or this is what you'll be hearing outside of your front door. And seeing blue and red lights. And you don't want that. Now we all know someone who's guilty of it, so you share this information with someone who needs it.
Fathers, stop moving out of the house and not taking your kids with you and expecting these courts to give you custody. Stop breaking up with your baby mama and leaving your baby with your baby mama and wanting the courts to give you custody of your kid. Y'all know I'm a Texas attorney, so anything that I discuss on this TikTok only applies to Texas. And if you don't know already, I'm talking to the fathers today. This TikTok is dedicated to my fathers, the fathers who want custody of their kids, the fathers. I want to talk to them. Mamas, step aside. There is a misconception that the courts are pro-mother and the courts are always going to favor the mother. And as a family law attorney, I want to let you guys know that the reason that it seems as if these courts are mother courts is because, Daddy, you leave and you leave your kids with the mother. And it's not until the mother asks for child support that now you want to ask for custody of your kids. And that's not how these courts work. When you go to court, the court is going to be looking at who has maintained the residence of these children before you got here. Who has been taking these kids to school before you got here? Who has been doing the doctor's appointments before you got here? Who has been doing the dental appointments before you got here? Who has been the one visiting their kids on the weekend before you got here? And when I say before you got here, I mean before you got to court. Before y'all started a custody case, what have y'all been doing? And I will tell you, the majority of the time, the answer is the mother has had the children, and the daddy, historically, the daddies, they go out and they provide, right? But daddy, let me let you know, you can't do that. You got to take your kids with you. When you break up with her, take your children with you. When you move out that house, husband, take your kids with you. Because whomever the kids go with, that's who they gonna stay with. I'm gonna say this again. Daddy, you got just as much rights as mama do. Daddy, them your kids too. Daddy, mama does not trump you. I'll let you guys know what the tea is. If y'all read more into this, that's y'all business. Daddies, take your children with you when you break up and watch that you get custody of your kids by the time you go to court.
My baby daddy quit his job as an electrician where he was making over 6 figures a year to work a minimum wage job at a fast food place just so he wouldn't have to pay me $3,000 a month in child support. Is that not ridiculous? He would rather take a massive pay cut than to give me money to pay for his kids. I'm just so pissed right now because how the fuck am I going to pay for my mortgage? How am I going to pay for my mortgage? And you can tell me to go get a job, but then who's going to watch my kids? Because putting my kids in daycare is going to cost more than my freaking house. So what am I supposed to fucking do? He's trying to act like he should only be responsible for 50% of the kids' expenses, and he doubts that they cost $6,000 a month. But I'm like, sir, I am doing 100% of the raising. I feed these kids every night. I put them to bed. I wake them up in the morning. I get them dressed. You're not doing any of that. So you should be 100% taking care of them financially. I told him when we first got together I was never going to get a job and he was going to have to take care of me, and he was okay with that. But now we're divorced and he's saying that he shouldn't be paying my bills.
Now, the fact that some men don't want custody of their kids is not really shocking to me. A lot of guys cannot handle taking care of their kids 24/7. It's going to cramp their lifestyle and they don't want that. So that is not shocking to me. Now, what was shocking to me is learning that some people will request full custody of their kids or 50-50 custody of their kids just because they want to have control over their ex-spouse or ex-partner, or they want to annoy the ex-partner or ex-spouse, or just because they don't want to pay child support. Now, I don't understand how somebody is refusing to pay child support but wants full custody of the kids. It doesn't make any logical sense to me, and I don't think any judge should allow that kind of situation, because if you are saying you are requesting for 50-50 custody or full custody of your kids, not because you feel like the baby mama or the mother of your kids is not equipped to take care of your children, but because you don't want to pay the child support that the judge or the legal system has said you should pay. How then do you want to take care of the kids 24/7 with the partner having visitation rights? Like, do they understand what full custody is? Now, the men that are asking for full custody because of they don't want to pay child support might end up spending more than what they give for child support, and their life will be completely overturned by the attention that the kids require. Personally, I feel like if somebody is saying that they don't want to pay child support, that's why they're requesting for full custody of their kids, the kids are going to suffer, in my own opinion. That's what I think. Now, just thinking about this topic reminded me of a previous video where I talked about a lady who came online and was crying, and while she was baking her birthday cakes, and the way her ex-husband has been obsessively attacking her since I think they divorced. And when she went viral, his actions were just tripled. Anytime she puts up a post or something, he's always putting up a post trying to debunk her. Now, that guy has full custody of their kids, and one of the things he was talking about how she's a terrible person and everything was the fact that she has not been paying child support, so she was owing child support, despite the fact that she was formerly a stay-at-home mom when she was with him, and that she was just building up her finances. Unfortunately for her, TikTok, I think, is paying her a bit. But until that viral video, I don't know if she was really like getting a lot of sponsored video or even getting revenue from the TikTok creator. His page is literally reinventing Elizabeth. The woman's name is Elizabeth. It's just a terrible situation with that person, but it just reminded me of the fact that a lot of men actually would want to request for full custody just to try and attack their ex-partner, just to try and be mean to their ex-partner, just to try and get control. They will use the full custody of their kids. They will use their kids as a leverage over their ex-partner, just to try and force the ex-partner back to them so that they can continue to maltreat them. Now, some men who know what is involved in having full custody of their kids might say that they want full custody of their kids, but when the ex-partner say, "Oh, good, continue, take them, to free me up, I'll be able to go on vacation, I'll be able to do things for myself, I'll be able to be free a bit," and the rest, they will back out. Because I saw some comments from some women who said their ex-partner mentioned those kind of things, and when they said, "Good, that's very good, take full custody, I will just have visitation rights and I'll be able to have my life, I'll be able to do things," their ex-partner actually backed out of saying they want full custody because they could not handle it. They just wanted to say that they would request for full custody of the kids just to annoy their ex-partner, just to try and control their ex-partner, just to try and manipulate their ex-partner. Now, for the lady who was complaining that ex-husband resigned from his previous job where he was earning a lot of money and took a lower paying job so that he will not pay so much child support to her, and she was complaining that how is she going to pay a mortgage of $3,000. And she was still defending herself, saying she told him when they got together that she was never going to work, and now that they are not together and everything, that is supposed to continue to fund a lifestyle. And I'm like, why would you think like that? I know she was a stay-at-home mom and she even has full custody of her children. Now, personally, I was thinking that she's supposed to even be angry that the child support will reduce and it might not be enough to take care of the children, but she was more concerned about the mortgage. In my own opinion, she was more concerned about the fact that she will not be able to pay a mortgage than the fact that our children might not be able to get the things that they were used to before. I didn't understand that part. And the fact that she was still defending herself, saying, "Oh, she's not going to work, she never wants to work." I'm like, okay, when your kids become 18 and legally child support stops, what's going to happen? Are you going to start telling your kids to pay you because you took care of them till 18 or what, and that you are never working, that they should appreciate the fact that you are there constantly to take care of them till they're 18? That is what just came to my mind when I was listening to her. I was like, that's not a mindset I think she's supposed to have. She's supposed to start looking for a way to like get extra source of income and be saving for the future, because the child support is going to stop. And I'm sure why the guy changed jobs is because he knew that she's not ready to like work to get money for herself, and she's probably using the child support money that is supposed to be for the child on herself. I would believe that he has probably saved up a bit. He has pension, he has investment, and him changing to a lower paying job, the amount he would have to spend on himself after giving child support might be okay for him to live the life that he was used to. But because he wanted to teach his ex-partner a lesson and he didn't want to feel like the ex-partner was using the child support money for herself, he probably made that decision. In my own opinion, I think that lady needs to find an extra source of income and start getting money for herself. She cannot always rely on the child support that's coming from her ex-husband, because eventually the children are going to grow up and the money is going to stop. So I think she needs to rethink some of her decision. And in the comment section, she was really defending what she said. Anyway, that is my thoughts about this whole discuss. I don't know what you guys think about men requesting for full custody of their kids or 50-50 custody of their kids. Do you think they're requesting it because they want to take care of their kids, they want to be with their kids all the time, or do you think that they request it because they want to teach their ex-partner a lesson and they don't want to pay child support? I would love to hear your own opinion about this topic, so please leave your comment in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.